Thanks for coming out today. We appreciate it. We know it's cold and wintry, and we're glad you could all join us today and learn a little bit about what we're doing here today. So, as you all know, we're here for the book launch, but I thought I would start by telling you a little bit about Immigration Partnership Saskatoon. And some of you may know this already, but we're actually one of many local immigration partnerships in the country. There are actually 86 of them, and there are 6 right here in Saskatchewan. They started around 2008 in Ontario, and eventually they are all over the country now. So what we do is we work together to facilitate the successful settlement and integration of newcomers to Saskatoon. And so we do that in a few different ways. We have a multi-sectoral partnership. So we have a partnership council, which is made up of high-level executives from different sectors across the community, and it includes all levels of government. And so you've met our co-chairs today, Sherry and Asit. They're members of that council. And then we also have our immigrant advisory table, and this is really how we look for some of that lived experience from newcomers and from immigrants. And so if you saw on the slides that were scrolling beforehand, there's room for folks to join the immigrant advisory table. And so if that's something you're interested in, we really seek your input to advise us on policy and things that are going on, then feel free to join that group. And then we also have working groups. So at the moment, we have working groups in employment, in language, in civic engagement and social inclusion, and also in leadership. And we are hosted by the City of Saskatoon. So that's really important because as a municipality, there's a neutrality there, and they host us, and that's who our office is with. So we're here today to launch the Employment Resource Guide. This is what it looks like, and you will get a copy on your way out today. And I'll just tell you a little bit about how this research came about. So we heard anecdotally in the community that immigrants are having a hard time finding employment in their fields. So they come here with their experience, and the system is really hard to navigate. So what we did is we undertook a research project with Insitrix, a research company here in Saskatoon, and we had them interview different folks and sort of get to the bottom of this. And so the goal of the research was really, after hearing all of that sort of anecdotal information, to really get something factual. And so the goal was to understand the challenges that internationally trained and experienced immigrants face during the registration, the certification, and the licensing processes when trying to find work in their fields. So who was interviewed? Many of these immigrants in different fields. So folks in accounting, education, engineering, logistics and transportation, and in nursing. And then in terms of the countries that folks are from, we interviewed some of the folks from India, Pakistan, and Cameroon. So we tried to cast a wide net over who we spoke to and got information from. And some of the things that they said in terms of finding employment in their fields is that they were receiving inconsistent information from various sources. So there's lots of sources out there. There's word of mouth, there's different agencies, there's settlement. Sometimes people, depending on who they spoke to from the same place, would get different information. And so they had this need to really filter through multiple, sometimes competing information sources. And so what we found from this research is that there's a need for clarity and direction about which regulatory body to contact and what steps to follow. And that's how this book came about. So when the company was doing the research, when Insitrix was doing the research, they sort of had a mock-up of what this book looked like, and they showed it to the interviewees, and they said that these are some of their comments. They said if they had had this when they first landed, their life would have been so much easier, and that it was really beneficial to get through all of the, so they don't have to do so much research. It was really beneficial for them to have this resource. So I'll just give you, as I mentioned, everyone will get one on their way out, but I will give you a little sneak peek of what it looks like. So this book deals with all the regulated professions in Saskatchewan. So there are 73 of those, and this is sort of what the table of contents looks like. It's listed alphabetically what the different professions are, and then a page would look something like this. So this is the accountant page, and you'll see the website is there. Their social media links are there as well, where they're located, their phone number, how to contact them, and really what the steps are, the application and registration process, and what exams are required. So what we try to do is put this all in a really cohesive format, all in one place, so that folks could access this information easily. So what are the future steps? So of course you will get a copy on your way out. If you would like more copies, please contact us on our website, which is ipsk.ca/contact. And we're hoping to put this online in the future, because that might make it easier, again, for folks. Like paper is good, but we're also hoping to have something online that people can filter and scroll through. Yeah. Any questions? Oh, okay. This one? Will the book be updated? Yes, we are hoping to update the book sort of on an annual basis, because there are changes within the regulatory bodies and within the requirements. And so, yes, we are hoping to update the book. When do I expect the online version to be available? In the future. I don't want to give an exact date, because it will take some technical expertise to get that up there, but that is our end goal, and we will certainly let you all know when we do that. What if my profession isn't listed in the book? Well, that's an interesting question. So these deal with the regulated professions. So there are 73 of those. I guess what our hope is that, there are lots of other professions in Canada that aren't regulated, and so they have different requirements. And it would be great if there were resources for all of those other professions too. So I think that's definitely something to think about. On the flip side, is there a plan to partner with employers? Does the person who asked that want to elaborate? Yeah. Okay. I guess in coming up with the book, we partnered with the regulatory bodies, who were the ones who came up with, who interviewed, who come up with the requirements for what is required in the different professions. But I think that might be a question maybe for one of our later speakers. Maybe someone from the chamber might be able to address something like that as well. So, but yeah, that's a good question. Is there a new question? Will we offer different languages? I think we definitely have that capability with the online version. I think because we can translate it into different languages. So I think with the online version, we will definitely have that. Yes, you can get 2 books to give to another coworker. No more than 2. Just kidding. I would say there's not a limit. So is there a limit to the number of copies for each organization? I would say no, but do contact us and let us know how many you need because we may need to print more. So just give us a heads up as to how many you need. And yeah, I think I've answered all of those. Did anyone want to like come up to the mic and ask a question or anything like that? Yes. If we can hear you, yeah.
So my name is Lola Adesui. I'm a representative of KIPS. I'm a board member of KIPS as well. So my question is, if we have a feedback on what you have produced, this book, and probably there's additional information that could be of benefit to the public, how do we give that feedback? Is there a contact in the book?
Yeah, I mean, you can contact me. Like my business card is on the registration table, or you can go through the website contact as well.
Thank you.
What does KIP stand for?
Oh, it's Canada Information Processing Society in the past, but now it's the Canadian Association of IT Professionals.
Okay, so the acronym didn't change.
No, it didn't change. So that so just know it's CIPS, KIPS. It's actually a designation you should have if you're an IT professional coming to work in Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And I hope it's part of your book.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Lola. Any other questions? Okay, well, I think that concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening, and I hope the book is of benefit to you and you understand a little bit more about the LIP and the book and so forth. Yeah, thanks.